Right, we are back. Alison.
Hello.
And Helen. Hello. Right, let's have a bit of a catch-up then. I've got a question for you, don't worry, don't think of anything. Have you watched the series of The Gentleman on Netflix?
No, but I love the film.
Oh my God.
And actually, a few people have mentioned to me about watching it and that I'd really enjoy it.
Watch it. We all know Guy Ritchie is an absolute genius. The series is fantastic. I told my dad to watch it. He thought it was great. Brilliant. Highly recommend it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm obsessed with Guy Ritchie as a director. Fabulous.
And there is a stately home in it, or actually a few stately homes in it, and I'm obsessed with stately homes, so...
That you are.
Yeah, it's very, very good. Mm-hmm. Very, very good. Anything else?
Anything else for a catch-up? No, I don't think so.
I'm trying to think of stuff I've watched, but I've only just got the internet, so... Oh, and also my TV's broken. Well, what I will say is that apparently Mercury is in retrograde at some point soon.
That's why all your texts go and up the shitter.
So that's why, must be why TV's broken. I'm going to blame that for my panic attack and the loose connection on my car battery.
Yeah.
Blame all of that on Mercury in retrograde.
Bloody Mercury.
Yeah. Anything else from you? Any business from you?
Any business? No. Just I'm coming up to an assignment deadline. Poetry and life writing. Life writing, plenty of material.
Yeah.
Poetry I've not written since I was an angry teenager. So that was more of a struggle.
Okay.
Yeah, so no interesting business.
I mean, that could be interesting.
It could be. Oh, we've got petrol hedonism coming up.
We do, but by the time this comes out, it would have probably been and gone.
Okay, but at the time of recording, we haven't gone yet.
This is true.
Yeah, but guaranteed we have had a fantastic time.
We will have. I can see into the future, and my painting of the Lamborghini went absolutely fine.
Yeah. Also, Google was invited. You could have come.
You are invited. You can come.
There's potential that we could be going to Vegas together.
Yep.
Which means I will get to experience, finally, Zach Bagan's Haunted Museum, because, let's face it, we will go.
We will definitely go.
And I'm just going to be like, right, I'm living here now.
Yeah. It is. You've not been to Vegas before, have you?
No, I've been to New York and I've been to Miami.
Okay. Well, I haven't been to New York or Miami. I do apologise. I'm just turning my phone onto aeroplane mode because it isn't on aeroplane mode. It's now pretending it doesn't know who I am and doesn't recognise me. It's now on aeroplane mode. Do apologise. So you've been to Miami and New York?
Yeah, so Miami was a brief stopover for a few days before we boarded a cruise ship to go around the Western Caribbean.
You guys are so fancy.
To be honest with you, we'd booked it before Richard died. And then by the time it came around, we really need this bloody holiday now.
Yeah.
We went with Aaron and Sophie, and that was cracking. And then when we got back, Eddie got poorly.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so I think we'll be looking forward to another holiday at some point, hopefully. Yeah. Well, potentially Vegas.
Yeah, although if Vegas isn't a holiday, you need time to get over Vegas after Vegas.
Yeah.
But it's, well.
Mark, you are invited.
To what, to Vegas or to
Vegas?
Wembley?
Both. You can come.
Okay. So you will also be able to say you've been to Vegas, but I wonder if you'll be able to combine the fact that you've been to Vegas and you've maybe been to the gym in Vegas? Possibly.
There's a place in America called, it's Venice Beach that's got the gym, the famous gym, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where's Venice?
California.
Then, yeah, no.
Okay.
I could try and find a gym in Vegas and be I went to a gym in Vegas.
It's quite big. There's lots of stuff there.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I think that's us with our business. So, Goobs quite rightly said, where is a beach in Vegas? There are some like fake beaches in Vegas.
And I'm not being funny. It's a big place. There could be a beach somewhere. I don't know where Vegas is. I know it's in Nevada.
In the desert, landlocked desert. But then...
Told you my geography skills are fucking awful.
There's an Eiffel Tower there, so...
Well, that's the wrong country.
Yeah. So, it's anything can happen in Vegas. And, all right, on with the show today.
On with the show.
So we know that I and you love a ghostly tale, and where better to look for some spooky stories connected with cars and roads than our very own country?
We are a spooky dooky country.
I feel very lucky that we were born in this country, and I love our history and our crazy heritage and all the weirdness, and we really do need to do some spooky road trips.
Yeah, well, now that you live so close, we can get these organised, and it won't have to be a case of, right, well, we'll meet some, I don't know, you to ours to you.
Right, we can go. I think we should probably go to Norfolk and do some spooky road trips.
Spooky sightseeing.
Yeah. Why not in Norfolk? And maybe we could do it on social media. And now we've got a YouTube channel, we could perhaps do it on there.
Yeah. And it's not that far away, Norfolk, so...
No.
Boom.
Exactly. And I really like Norfolk as well.
No, I do.
So there we go. So today I'm going to tell you about some haunted bridges.
Oh.
Very specifically.
Is there a troll involved?
No, not today.
That would have been cool. I know a troll. Carry on.
I sometimes look like one. But no, today we're actually going to be combining the paranormal, witchcraft, and macabre moments in time. So...
You just said the magic word, witchcraft.
Yes, absolutely. So let's dive in. So we're going to be starting in Norfolk.
Okay.
At Phi Bridge. It's one of the oldest bridges in Norwich, used during the English witch trials, and is said to be very haunted. So the current structure was built in 1933, and it stands in place of the original wooden bridge, which dated back to 1153. So it is old.
Oh, 1100s. Medieval?
So yeah? Question mark?
Medieval.
So, I mean, we do old very well in Britain.
Yeah, we do.
It makes me laugh, and because obviously I love America and I love to watch paranormal things from America, but when they say things are old and it's like the early 1900s or
1700s.
Even 1700s, and we're like, yeah, we've got a bridge.
Well, when was
from
America
1153.
discovered?
Oh, I don't know.
Wasn't that the 1600s?
Yeah.
Oh, 1492. I completely got that wrong.
But we do old very, very well in this country. And when I say witch trials, Salem, USA probably springs to mind.
Well, no, I'd go straight to Pendle.
Yes, another one. That's another good one.
So, Auntie Chris, Uncle Axel's wife, I think she's from there. Or she could see Pendle Hill or something. She's from around there.
That's another place that we really need to go to.
Don't, because I'd be so excited.
Well, I know that they do ghost hunts and things around there, because I've seen loads advertised, so...
Oh my God, please.
So
I have a birthday coming up.
You do, but you might be in Vegas with me.
Not the week after.
True.
Yeah.
We're allowed a birthday month, so...
I always have a birthday month. Yeah. I also really want to do a Jack the Ripper tour, because, as you know, we all know I love a bit of Jack. And I've never done I've never done a Jack the Ripper tour. They've also got a Jack the Ripper museum, so... I want to go. I'm just saying that as my two main people who would organise something for me.
Okay. Noted. So, as I was saying, okay, you might not think of Salem, but lots of our listener might. But actually, in the mid-1600s, East Anglia in the UK was heavily involved in witch trials. In fact...
Matthew Hopkins, Witchfinder General.
I was just about to say, in fact, Matthew Hopkins, the self-proclaimed Witchfinder General, and his associate John Stern sent more people to be hanged for witchcraft than all the other witch hunters in England at the time.
I want to say he was from Chelmsford.
I don't know. But, I mean, that could be a whole episode in of itself. Not sure how connected that would be with cars.
It wouldn't.
This is about bridges, and bridges are gone over by cars. So Phi Bridge was reported to be the site of the ducking stool, a vile contraption into which the accused witch would be placed and then dunked into the River Wensum below. The misguided reasoning for this I'm talking to you, but you know, one listener, was that water was considered to be a pure element and repelled evil. So if the accused survived being dunked into river, then they were a witch and hanged or burnt at the stake. If the accused drowned, then they were innocent of witchcraft but dead. So either way, death.
Yeah, you were fucked, mate.
So it's it's not very good.
Night night.
See you later. So poor, and it was mostly women as well. And prior to these dreadful witch trials, the ducking stool at Fye Bridge would have been used as a punishment of humiliation for disorderly women and dishonest tradesmen. So altogether, a location in which suffering and torture took place, bad vibes for sure, and we would for sure have been dunked, babe, because not only were we witchy, we're also disorderly.
Yes. Also, because I've got a very distinctive birthmark.
Oh, yeah.
So they would have thought that would have been the mark of a devil. So normally it would be something like a third nipple or something. I do not have a third nipple.
A nubbin.
A nubbin. I don't have one of those. I've got a port wine stain that goes from my thumb all the way up my right arm. It's very light across my chest, very light down my left arm. And on my back there's like 2 white V's where it's kind of like mottled around, which is the port wine staining. It kind of looks like I've had angel wings clipped. That's what I say anyway.
Very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I would have...
You would have definitely been a witch.
Aligo night night.
Also, because we have mental health issues, we would have been put in an asylum as well, and or been tried as witches for just being crazy.
And we cook with herbs and spices.
Yes. And I have premonitions.
And sage.
Yeah. We'd be for it, babe. We'd definitely be for it.
Yeah.
Probably on this bridge.
What's that saying? We are the granddaughters of the witches they couldn't burn.
Exactly. I love that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. We need that on the wall. So today we don't dunk anyone from Fye Bridge anymore, but people have witnessed the ghost of a woman there, and she's believed to have been tried on the site and later burned for witchcraft at the nearby Lowlands Pit. And there's now a pub on that site, which must also be super haunted. So this has to be a trip for us.
Oh.
Go to the pub, go to the bridge.
I'm getting so excited just talking about it.
I know, well, now we live so close, we can do this on... Yeah. What we can do is, sorry, this is kind of a business chat, but if we bank loads of our episodes, then we can spend the days we would be doing episodes doing the spooky road trips.
Perfect.
So, the ghostly apparition is said to be dressed in rags and asks strangers to help her pick up a bundle of sticks, which were used to start the fire that killed her. But heed this warning, folks. It's believed that anyone who agrees to help the distressed lady will die in a fire within the year. I find that really scary. Because I'd be like, oh, of course, I'll help you, because I would. If somebody asked me to help them pick up some sticks, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, it's the ghost of a witch, and then I'd be scared. But I would hope she'd think we were witches and then maybe not curse us. I don't know.
Oh my God, I love this story.
It's really good, isn't
Love
it?
this story. Interesting fact about a bundle of sticks. Now...
Sounds like a band name.
Bundle of sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Be a really shite band.
No, it would be a band of witches.
Well, what bundle of sticks? So I know this term is used to cause offence, but a bundle of sticks is called a faggot.
Oh.
So I do not know how that got turned into a derogatory term. I mean, I hate the word, absolutely hate it, but yeah, a bundle of sticks is called a faggot, so that's just a really weird etymological fact.
It is. So would you go to that bridge? I think you would, because I think we're going to go there.
I'm going to that bloody bridge.
And the pub.
And I'm going to, camp out. I want to see my lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, there's loads of haunted things in Norwich we need to do, Norfolk and Norwich. But yeah, so we'll do lots of things in there. So next up, I have got the Devil's Bridge on Spooky Lane.
It's actually called Spooky Lane.
I don't know if that's the official name. It's what all the locals call it.
Oh, okay. I mean, how sick would that be if it was actually
Right.
called Spooky Lane?
Yeah, that would be very, very cool. So, along a sunken Roman road in the Hertfordshire countryside is a hidden bridge known by the locals as the Devil's Bridge on Spooky Lane. It's surrounded by steep flint walls and trees, and the bridge is infamous for its ghost stories, witchcraft curses, and urban legends.
How far away is the bridge from where you used to live in Hertford?
Not very far.
No?
Yeah, not very far. I'd never heard of it at the time.
Oh, that's
because I would have probably gone there, yeah.
Again, Hertford's not that far away from here either, so that's another trip we're making.
This is true. So, a ghostly Roman soldier has been seen guarding the road, as well as the apparition of a monk who is said to be seen walking along the road towards the site of an old monastery which used to be situated nearby. Spooky sounds and strange lights have been seen and heard coming from that area too. And when I was researching this location, the red lights were a common paranormal theme, like that sort of almost like floating red lights.
Like the eyes?
Yeah,
Oh,
almost. Okay. And the thing is, there aren't any roads nearby, so it wouldn't be light pollution from cars. Mm-hmm. So it's not easily explained away. Okay. And like I say, you know, the whole floating lights, kind of red lights thing has been reported by quite a few people.
Yeah.
So local legends say witchcraft was practised here back in the day, which is very likely considering it's England. And in the area, horses and dogs apparently act very strangely and very spooked, and they don't like walking around that area. Mm-hmm. Also, cars are said to break down near the bridge, which is obviously classic urban legend territory. It was really hard to find anything definitive when I was researching. It's, you know, a lot of it is hearsay, and I think the only way to figure it out is to go there ourselves.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely somewhere we should be.
I mean, I wouldn't take any of the Dougals.
No, I wouldn't take the babies, no.
But animals are very receptive to paranormal stuff and everything, so I'd say that was maybe a good indication that something is going on. Yeah.
Exactly. So it would be good to find out more about the witchcraft in the area.
Gotcha.
And, you know, like I say, I'd like to do some proper full episodes on that, but I don't know how we can connect it to cars, but I'm sure we can figure out a way.
Well, if we make the spooky road trip.
Yes.
We could have an episode. This is an episode on the spooky road trip we did.
Okay, cool. Yeah, right. Well, that's that sorted. Yeah. So the bridge.
Remember, a loose connection.
Yeah, very, very tenuous link. The bridge itself is near the top of a steep hill, and its brick construction seems sort of like overstyled and a little bit elaborate for where it is, which has posed questions about its history and purpose. And it was really hard to find anything definitive about its reasoning. So it's said to have been built around the time of the 3rd Duke of Bridgewater to provide another access route to nearby stately home Ashridge House.
What year is the Duke of Bridgewater?
Goobs will have to find that out because I did not write that down.
So the road is an old Roman road, but the bridge itself...
Yeah, so the road is Roman, and then the bridge was built later, but still... So 1803.
That's when he died.
1736 to 1803.
Okay, so 1700s.
Oldish. So he built that there to provide another access route to the stately home, and it's speculated that the Duke had the old Roman road sunken. I don't know what the correct term would be. So the lady of the house could avoid being stared at when she was on her way to the stately home by any local peasants.
Oh, snob.
So, yeah. To be fair, I know what I look like in the morning, and if I could get to and from my house through a sunken road where nobody would see me, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, but back then they had like maids that would get them ready and everything.
This is true.
And they would probably never leave the house, not hair done, not dressed up.
Yeah, they wouldn't leave the house like we do.
No.
Looking like
mongs.
Well, not you. I would actually look like a troll that had crawled out of the bridge if I went out looking like that.
I disagree.
So I mean, that seems to be a reason for why it's sunken. But also, if you think of over time, a lot
The Earth shifts.
Earth shifts. So it could be that there's just sort of debris and stuff over the top, but it is very sunken.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like it would be a natural occurrence of biodegradable materials. It seems like it has actually been dropped down because it is very steep, and it makes it really spooky. I'll put some pictures on Instagram, but it like you've got these like dark flint walls and this spooky road and this bridge and all these trees, and you can see all the roots coming out. It's like a Tim Burton film. It's very, very cool.
Oh my God, I love it. I want to go now.
So you can actually visit the bridge as it is on a public road, but it's a bit of a dicey drive. So the best thing to do is walk. So apparently you can park at a nearby pub. Seems to be a theme here.
Well, there's always a pub.
Pubs. So at least you can get some good old English courage before you go visiting the spooky location. But be warned, because villagers don't like attention from ghost hunting visitors and will sometimes claim that there is no bridge at all.
Oh, so we just don't say what we're doing?
Yes, if you go there and ask them where the bridge is, they probably won't tell you.
That's all right.
Unless
just go on a trek.
Possibly buy them a drink. Maybe.
Just get them drunk.
Exactly. So that's sort of all I could find about that. I think that if I had more time to look more and more, I would like to find more about the witch trials and things like that. And I like the connection with the stately home and things like that. So it would be a great place to visit. So then there's another sort of so-called Devil's Bridge. It's called Devil's Arch Bridge, which is at I don't know how I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say it right. Pencallanick in Cornwall, and it's rumoured to be one of the most haunted places in the area. In fact, it's allegedly visited by Lucifer himself, hence the name.
Oh my God, is it ghost pirates? Pirate ghosts?
No.
Oh, that would be sick.
That would be sick, but it's not Penzance. There's no pirates there. So, legends say that if you walk under the bridge, you must hold your breath, or the devil will possess your soul and drag you to hell.
Fucking hell.
So, I
gnarly.
Wouldn't want to test that fact. So I'd probably hold my breath the entire time.
Yeah.
And then probably pass out. But just to be safe.
How long does it take you to get under the bridge?
I don't know. I guess you'd have to try it, but I don't really want to.
Because if it's just like a few steps, then it'd be fine.
I mean, I would definitely hold my breath just in case.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what part about that would stop the devil coming to get you, but...
Well, it's if he then is sort of around you and you breathe in, then you take it, maybe, like air.
Okay, I didn't think that. I was just thinking of what could I do to make him go away. So I'd be like, okay, how many crucifixes can I put myself? How much sage can I burn around myself? So allegedly, the road is also haunted by a number of other ghosts. There's a notorious highwayman who used to drop a noose from the bridge to hang passing coach drivers. He would then rob the passengers of the passing carriages. So he wasn't very nice.
You were fucking gnarly back in the day.
Oh, I know. I mean, I know people kind of moan about sort of like crime these days, but it was relentless back then.
Yeah.
And so locals report seeing the ghost of a man on horseback and the sound of horses galloping up the road. So could be related to that, perhaps residual energy, perhaps kind of, people who've been hanged not realising they're dead because it was a bit of a shocker because they were just trying to make their way somewhere. A loop. Exactly. And apparently there have also been sightings of a man and a woman in Victorian era clothing just walking around the area. So obviously
my time.
interest for you. But again, all of our places in Britain are so old that there's history upon history upon history. So there could be, energy left over from any kind of era, any kind of thing happening. It
Yeah.
might not all be bad stuff. You know, they might have just enjoyed walking around the grounds and,
That's true.
you know, the house and stuff.
They're just an
Perhaps it's
imprint.
from there. Exactly, an imprint, a memory. So the location is known to be an important location in this English Civil War, which explains sightings of ghostly royalist soldiers in the area. And these men would have made their last stand at nearby Tresillian and were then hanged from the bridge. It wasn't massively clear if it was that bridge or another bridge.
Oh, okay.
But it seems like it could be that bridge because that would obviously connect it to the story. And then the path over the bridge was the old driveway to, again, I can't say this, Pencallinick Estate.
I mean, to me, that sounds good.
Okay,
I
we'll go with
accept
that. I do apologise to people from Cornwall if I've said that wrong. So yeah, that was a driveway to the old estate, and with all the history here, it's no surprise that it's kind of a spooky bridge because there's, again, like I said, there's story upon history upon history. There's so much has gone on everywhere, and with things like roads and bridges, you know, at one time they started off possibly as a track and grew bigger and bigger. So think of the amount of stuff that's happened on these roads, things that have happened, people who have been killed by highwaymen, and you know, all the things.
All the things.
All the things. So no wonder it's haunted and spooky. And Cornwall would be a great place. I haven't been there for years, but that would be a really good place to go and do some ghost hunting because, you know, we'd go to Penzance, find out about pirates.
Oh, don't. I'd love that.
So that would be
that's
possibly
Pirate Soul Sisters.
Pirate Soul Sisters. So that would be another spooky road trip. You're spoiled in Britain, actually.
Yeah.
There's so many different ones you could do.
I think there is actually like a map online of all the haunted places in the UK that you can visit.
Yeah.
I think we should just make our way around that.
Definitely. I think we've shared it on our Instagram a few times because that always pops up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fascinating. So the last bridge I would like to talk about, I actually think this is probably one of the most interesting ones, and we are going to a London town.
Oh.
I love a bit of London
Tower
town
Bridge.
history. Yeah. Ah! Yes. So, on to London, where there is so much spookiness to choose from. But today, I want to talk about Dead Man's Hole at Tower Bridge. So, it's a very particular part.
Ooh.
There's an alcove situated in London's famous Tower Bridge, which once served as a space to capture, store, and display dead bodies from the River Thames.
Let that be a warning to you.
Exactly. So as we know, London has some very gruesome stories, and London's famous Tower Bridge is no exception. Beneath the north end, on the eastern side, there is an alcove overlooking the river. And you can immediately notice the difference in this particular area due to its glossy white tiles rather than the stone cobbles of the other tunnels. So it stands out. You can really tell it's, you know, used for something different. And this place is known as Dead Man's Hole. And it acted as an architectural net, as it were, to catch all the dead bodies that were carried down the river. So when Tower Bridge was constructed from 1886 to 1894, around this time, lots of bodies ended up in the Thames.
So it's quite new then?
Yeah, for London history it is. And so, you know, as I said, lots of bodies end up in the Thames throughout history. So, you know, so this was a hugely beneficial feature at the time. And on a side note, Tower Bridge is neo-Gothic in style. And this was a design chosen to complement the Tower of London at the request of Queen Victoria. So like you say, for us, that's quite a new, that's quite a new bridge. So right, back to the dead. Utilising the curved steps and a hooked pole, bodies were retrieved from the river and then put on display in the alcove to enable the public to view and identify their deceased family and or friends. So victims of accidental drownings, murders, suicide, as well as people just tossed into the river would end up there. Also, executions from the nearby Tower of London were also transferred to Dead Man's Hole. I definitely think this is somewhere we should visit.
This is just my idea of like...
Old-timey awesomeness.
Yeah.
So,
Can't tell you why, but it just
must
is.
be former lives, babe. Must be.
Supposedly in a former life, I was, so at the time of Burke and Hare, I was a med student, which is
you go.
apparently why I'm, drawn to mortuary work and things like
Would
that.
make sense.
Working with the deceased.
Would make sense.
Yeah.
So, talking about working with the deceased, some of the unfortunate bodies who weren't identified and therefore left for long periods of time would explode under the pressure of bodily gases. So, the glossy white tiles lining the walls of Dead Man's Hole
Wipeable.
were a practical, easy to clean feature. And that's really all I've got to say about haunted bridges, because I found loads, but I wanted to specifically talk about some real corkers from our country.
Yeah.
And I love the connection with the witch trials, and I absolutely love that, and I knew you'd love the London, the Tower Bridge, because I hadn't heard of that before.
No.
I know there's lots of things around there, and obviously I've heard of the bridge, but not that particular alcove called Dead Man's Hole.
Tower of London is so infamous. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so excited.
I think things like that, it's like when you've mentioned before about dark tourism, these kinds of things fall under that. And that'd be so cool in the future to have like a dark tourism events company.
Now that's an idea.
There's an idea.
That could come under hostile PR.
It could do. And, we could connect it with Cars on Macabre, because we would take people on spooky road trips. That'd be a good idea. Let us know what you think about that.
Shall we get a minibus?
Maybe we should, a ghost hunting bus. Well, we did actually talk about maybe doing some spooky stories with Ali and Hells at the Yard.
In Ely, yeah.
In
so like a
Ely.
live event.
So again, if that's something you fancy, let us know on social media. On Instagram, we're at Cars of the Macabre, and then at Gmail, at carsofthemacabre@gmail.com. So if you like that idea.
And we wouldn't necessarily have to relate those ones to cars. It would just be a spooky event.
That's it. It could be, for anyone who comes along, it's a mini spooky road trip.
Yeah.
So then we would just tell you scary stories. So we could maybe tell one true crime, one paranormal.
Absolutely. And then you get a goodie bag at the end of it.
Yeah, and then people can buy lovely food and drinks from the Yard, because it's very, very nice to go there. Food's amazing. Yeah. Service is fantastic. And I just think sort of like a spooky story time there would be really fun.
It would be so fun.
Yeah.
So
we'll keep
fun.
it small, be really intimate, just have like-minded sort of weirdos there with us, really.
We do love a weirdo.
So yeah, that was sort of the four most interesting bridges I came across. There's obviously many, many more, but I just thought that was quite a good selection of witchcraft and
I've loved this episode.
alcoves and dead bodies and things like that. So I mean, silly question really, but would you visit these bridges?
Yes.
She's already there.
I am there in my mind. I'm there in spirit.
I'll definitely do another episode on these, because I don't know why. There's just something about bridges that's quite spooky.
Do you know, it's not even, for me, it's not necessarily the bridge. I mean, it is, but it's just the activity that happened there.
Yeah, I think I always remember sort of fairy tales and thing is, fairy tales can be really creepy. And there used to be things about trolls living under bridges and stuff like that. So that's always been what I've associated bridges with, is like scary stuff. And I think, and also if you have any haunted bridges near you, again, we can do that as part of listener tales. So
yeah, that'd be sick.
If anyone wants to write in with those, again, send them to our email, because we would love to hear more about it. Yeah. And like we said, we keep saying we're going to do some hooky road strips. Hooky road strips.
Yeah.
So some spooky road trips even. So, if we can do some of those and go and have a look at these places, that would be really cool.
That'd be amazing. I absolutely love it.
So, but I think for us, probably the one in Norwich is the closest. So I think maybe we should go there and then go to the old pub. Because I do like an old pub.
I do.
I went to a very old pub in Nottingham just before I moved house, and that was from the 1100s. And that place, like, the walls are so thick. It is old, but it's very touristy. So it's probably best to go on a weekday.
Yeah.
Don't go on a weekend.
We can do that.
That's that's in Nottingham. Oh, wait, there's loads of haunted stuff in Nottingham. So,
Absolutely loving it.
All right, well.
I love that episode. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. I really enjoyed kind of looking at all that. So, have you this week got a random fact for us?
I do. And actually, you prompted me when you said
I
about the
did?
bodies exploding.
Oh, okay.
Mark hates this story.
Oh, I know this story. This is a good one.
So when I was working in a mortuary, completed a post-mortem and I was reconstructing. And now, after you've taken sort of the organs out and they've been dissected and whatnot, you put them in a viscera bag and put them back into the body cavity because sort of everything fits quite nicely in there, and you want to contain it because you don't want it sloshing about and leaking and everything like that. So I was tying up the bag after putting the the bits back in, and somehow in the knot air had got sort of trapped, and I I grabbed it and it exploded all over my face.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I've been covered in human innards.
And then didn't you come back and give Goobs a kiss?
I did. I'd been disinfected. I'd had a shower. I come home. Mark gets back from work. Oh, how was your day? No, he said hello. Gave me a kiss. How was your day? Well, you never believe what happened to me. He fucking hated me. He's like, you just kissed me. It's like, I'm clean. I didn't eat any of it. It was over my lips. But I didn't ingest any. None went in my mouth or anything like that. So yeah, love you.
That's a good one. All right, Goober, have you got one? Do you want to type that while I tell you mine?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a minute. Right, I'm going to read this one out. So this is Goobs. The house that he lives in now, where this is being recorded, is built on an old farmyard, and he's fairly sure pigs used to live here.
And that ties in with our Pigman episode. So
Yes.
it's kind of carrying it over.
Exactly.
But you never know. I mean, something spooky, someone could have tried to feed a dead body to the pigs here.
We've all seen Lock, Stock.
Yeah. Great film.
Seriously, Guy Ritchie. Absolute genius. That was a good random fact. And he's right, this is how rumours start. This is how urban legends start.
Yeah.
So I don't mind
There we go. Our house is built on an old pig farm where people used to dispose of bodies.
Might have done.
No one was eaten here. No one.
I don't think this place is haunted. I don't get haunted vibes from it.
No.
So
no.
if they were dead before they were fed to the pigs.
Well,
So
yeah.
probably killed
they
somewhere
weren't
else.
fed to them alive.
Well, no, but they could have been killed here and then fed to the pigs.
No one dead or alive was fed to the pigs.
Okay. That you know of.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Ooh.
Okay, so
I am not 100% sure. Oh, 100% sure there were even pigs.
This is more than an urban legend, it's just a lie. We've just made it up.
I could be lying. Just fairly sure.
So my random fact, and it is very random, and you might not even know who this is, so it might be random and useless.
Okay.
I went out with Preston.
Oh, I
Who
know this.
Was yes, but our one listener might not.
Sorry.
And I don't think Goobs does.
No.
So I went out with Preston, lead singer of the Ordinary Boys. I was on a school trip. I think I was about 11 or 12. And we were boyfriend and girlfriend for maybe a day. He sang a Nirvana song to me on his guitar. Then he dumped me and I cried. And his mum was an English teacher at our school, so that's why he was on it was a French and German trip. And she brought him along. And his real name's Sam Preston.
So did he go to your school?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
He just came on the
he
school
just
trip.
came on.
His mum taught at the school,
Yeah.
and that's why he came along. So
Cracking.
Yeah.
Cracking fact. Preston. Right, mate.
there you go.
She's still heartbroken.
Oh, I am. Well, it obviously had an impact on me because I want to be a rock star's wife. So,
Wow.
you know,
You just knew.
I don't know that he's a rock star anymore. I think he writes music though. I actually really liked the Ordinary Boys. I thought they were a really good band.
Yeah.
Definitely up my street.
Boys will be boys.
as Goob said. So yeah, that's my random fact. So that's it. That was quite a short episode for today, but I thought it was quite an interesting one.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that.
And not too heavy.
No, I think we
enough.
needed a break from the super duper heavy ones that you like to do. Because I've got quite an in-depth one planned.
Yeah, I've got serial killer coming up, so
Stop
female
teasing
serial
me.
killer and driving around in an Astra. So
Nice.
that's our connection, is the Astra. So
I've got...
But it might be before or after. Might not be in the right order for this.
Yeah, could be. I've got a... I've got an assassination.
Is this the same one we've tried to do twice before?
No, I'm
another
saving
one.
that one. I'm giving that one a break. I
Okay.
need to revisit that one at a later date.
Maybe when Mercury isn't in retrograde.
Yeah, I blame Mercury, mate.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Mercury.
Even though it was recorded ages ago, twice. Third time lucky.
And yeah, if anyone has heard any sort of background noise, it's our little boy Eddie. He's been moving about, going for a drink, trying to get settled on his beanbag and whatnot. Eddie's a
Probably
sprocker.
no one heard because we've got quite directional mics, so everyone's
That's
like,
true,
what the hell
but
is she talking about?
Just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case. We'll put a picture of Eddie up on the Instagram as well so everyone can see him.
Okay,
'cause
that
he's a
means you've got to send
beautiful
me
boy.
one. Wicked. Oh yeah, so don't forget to look on our Instagram. We always share pictures relating to the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
There might be some random pictures of us. There's some illustration on there. So yeah, that's Instagram at Cars and Macabre.
It's just a good time, Graham.
It is a good time, Graham, and I think we've got 526 followers now.
Go us.
So I'm quite impressed with that.
Yeah.
And obviously with our episodes now going on YouTube, that might put off the one listener we could have, or we might get one more, don't know.
Yeah, it could go either way.
So thank you if you've listened, watched, and or both.
And
one
have
or the other.
stayed with us.
Good for you. You probably need a drink now.
Yeah.
Go and find a haunted
Well
pub.
deserved. Yeah, go find a haunted pub.
Yeah. Maybe I should do like a list of haunted pubs perhaps at some point.
Oh,
But there we go. All right. So massive thank you to Park Lane Studios. Mark makes this sound professional even when our content is not.
that is definitely the tagline for his business. Also, thank you to Daryl from How To Solutions. You're a star. Thank you for making it seamless.
Yeah, and helping with the vids.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then make sure you like, subscribe,
Download.
download. Because if you don't download, we don't get any points and therefore no prizes.
Points, no prizes.
Exactly. So
Yeah, and share.
spread the love.
Spread the love, spread the word. If you've got friends.
If not, tell your enemies because, you know.
Why not?
As
If
well.
you hate them that much.
Tell them
get
about
to
Cars
listen
and
to us. Yeah, so until next time, stay spooky, bitches.